Up in the stands, Nate found it hard to keep his mouth closed after what he had just seen. The last time the two of them fought each other, Nate had come out as the winner, but now looking at the new blood evolver, he seemed so much stronger compared to before. But how? We only fought a couple of weeks ago. Was he holding back, or did he really just get that much stronger in the short amount of time? The speed, the strength, and even that weird red energy seemed stronger than before. Nate knew he also still had the flash step and the hammer strike in his arsenal of skills. The more he watched this person, the more excited he started to get. After Quinn won his first match, he had a feeling that something was missing, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. Wait a minute. Where's my EXP? Before, when defeating an opponent, the system would reward him half the amount of EXP he would get for defeating a person on the outside, but this time there was nothing. Just to make sure, Quinn quickly searched for another level 1 opponent. His opponent was found, and in this match, he wasted no time in dealing with the enemy. He dashed forward and cast Gaze, stunning his opponent, and at the moment used a flash step to get behind them, then finishing the opponent off with another standard blood punch. Blood Evolver victory. Again, though, there was no system message for EXP. System, what's the meaning of this? Seriously, do you only like speaking to me when you have a problem? The system replied. Anyway, this was obvious, don't you think? You evolved. You're now a level 10. The experience needed was reset. In simple terms, your opponent was too weak for you, so the system didn't reward you with any EXP. Quinn cursed underneath his breath. Every time he seemed to be getting somewhere and felt like he could really make progress, the system seemed to get in his way. Quinn then used the search function again this time, searching for level 2 ability users. He was quickly put in another match again. This time when fighting, Quinn wanted to still finish the match fairly quickly, but was a little more cautious. He threw out a barrage of blood swipes to distract the opponent. Then, running behind his attacks, he would use flash steps to appear behind them just in case they were able to block the initial attack. However, that wasn't needed. His blood swipe skill was now a level 2, and because his opponent had never seen such a thing before, he tried to hit it with his basic tier sword. As soon as the two had made an impact, his sword had shattered. The blood swipes hit his body and sent him to the ground. He wasn't dead yet, but badly hurt. Then it only took one more hit to finish him off. Blood Evolver victory. But still, there were no experience points. Frustrated by the situation even more, Quinn went to quickly search for his opponent, hoping it would find him a random user of a higher level. That would at least give him some experience. As he used his inspect skill on his new opponent, he was now going up against a level 4 user with an earth ability. He was wearing a full set of basic tier equipment, head to toe. Before the match had started, Quinn failed to notice the stands around him were getting filled. More people were starting to watch his games. After the last two opponents he faced had 2 quick losses, they decided to inspect his next few games. The users were able to search for the previous opponent they played against and then inspect their matches. They had also invited their friends, saying they had met a person with a strange ability they had never seen before, explaining how they lost in only a few seconds. Their friends had invited their friends, and now the stands were filled with around 20 different people inspecting Quinn's next match. "It seems others are starting to notice you as well," Nate said as he heard them talking. "Hey, so do you think this is that hacker?" "Oh yeah, I remember seeing a forum post about it a few days ago on their website. A user who used red energy. I thought it was fake though. Well, we will just have to wait and see." Quinn, looking at his opponent, was wondering just how strong he might be. It was the first time he was fighting against a user who wore beast equipment over his whole body, which meant he would have added stats from the equipment. "Actually, there was another person," the system said, "but you kind of ate him." Hearing those words from the system reminded him of when he was in the bloodsucker mode, and suddenly he felt a little strange. "Thanks for reminding me just before a fight." 3, 2, 1. The match had finally begun. This time, though, Quinn wasn't going to charge in on the get-go. He moved forward until he was within the 5-meter range of blood swipe and swung a single attack out as a tester. The earth user then stomped his foot on the ground, and a solid wall of earth rose from the floor, blocking the attack. However, the blood swipe was powerful and managed to chip away at the wall. Seeing this, the user stomped several times more, adding to the first wall, making it even thicker. Eventually, the red lines disappeared, and the attack was stopped. While Quinn was thinking how to make his next attack and how to make it go through, a hard earth spear had risen from behind and stabbed Quinn in the back, causing him to stumble to the floor. 46 of 55 HP. Damn, that's what I get for staying still. But before Quinn could even fully recover, several more spears had risen from the ground, coming straight for him. He rolled and dodged the first few before getting back up on his feet. This match was going to be harder than he initially thought. Unlike the other users Quinn fought with before this one, he was more skilled. It reminded him of Vorden a bit. Creative and skillful when using his abilities, even though he wasn't the highest when it came to power level. Wind Walk, boosts activated. Using the boot skill, he was able to increase his speed and avoid all the spears coming towards him from the ground. "Wow, he's quite fast, isn't he?" someone from the crowd said. "I think it's those boots. They look pretty plain, but they might be at the intermediate tier or even the advanced tier." Although Quinn could finish the match by continually throwing out his blood swipe, he didn't want to win that way. Right now, this was an excellent experience for a battle in the real world where he would have to be careful of losing his health. "What an annoying little fly," the Earth user shouted. He then lifted both hands together to create two long walls that went past Quinn. As he brought his hands together, the walls moved with it. Now you can only go in one direction. With no other options, Quinn had no choice but to run straight ahead, but he had a plan. Skill daze. Daze failed, user not stunned. Oh, crap! Right now, Quinn's charm stat points were incredibly low, meaning it was unlikely for it to work against stronger opponents. The higher they were, the lower the chance it had of working. But so far it had worked every single time. Part of this was due to Quinn's luck, but the other part was the fact that they were only level 1s, and level 2s he was facing before. Just then the Earth user created another wall in front of him, then started to punch the wall several times. The parts of the wall came flying out at incredible speed. The attacks were too fast for Quinn to react in time. The pieces of rock ended up hitting him one by one and sending him back. 42 of 55 HP, 38 of 55 HP, 34 of 55 HP. But Quinn gritted his teeth and managed to not fall over. As the next set of rocks came towards him, he flash-stepped in front of them all, causing them to miss and go behind him. I guess even with his strange red powers, he just can't beat a high level. Well, did you see the other guy's strength? It must be because he's using a full set of beast gear. No way a normal level 4 user could hit a solid wall like that and cause those rocks to go flying at that speed. Well, I guess it was all just hype in the end. But one person thought differently. "Come on, Blood Evolver, I could beat this guy in my sleep. I know you're better than this," Nate said. "You know, your lack of experience when it comes to fighting ability users is really starting to show," the system said. "Shut up, I know," Quinn said. "Screw this." Quinn had had enough. He started charging forward once again. The Earth user created another wall in front of him and had done the same attack as last time, punching the wall, causing rocks to fly out. Let's see what's stronger. Matching each rock, Quinn started to throw out a blood swipe for every rock thrown at him. Quinn's blood swipe was clearly stronger, destroying the rocks and continuing to go forward. Seeing this, the Earth user had no choice. He jumped back and had put up rows and rows of walls between the two of them, creating a barrier around 3 meters thick. "Screw your wall!" Quinn then started to make the motion of the hammer strike, bringing the energy up from his toes to the top of his body. "That's it! That's the strike that was used against me," Nate said excitedly. "But I don't think it's going to be enough. Why not use some more of the red stuff to weaken the walls first? Or break the walls to your side, which are thin, and then get behind him." Nate was worried. Although it was clear the Blood Evolver was strong, it was also clear he was an amateur when it came to fighting. "Take this! Blood Hammer!" Quinn screamed as he let out the hammer strike, and just at the right moment, activated his blood spray at the same time. The 22 strength, with the additional 5% and now combining the hammer strike with blood spray, created a powerful attack.
Hi, Quinn here. Wondering what happens next? If you want to jump the queue and unleash all episodes, click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app.